Yuri Tielemans with a massive goal for Aston Villa to keep their Champions League dream alive. The race for the top five, the race to be in the competition next year, the Champions League that Villa had such a good and solid campaign in, is on fire right now. We're going to get the league table up for you in just a moment, but the closeness of the teams, how near they are to one another, I'm personally absolutely loving it. I am. We'll get it up on the screen as you can see. Let me just move that shapeage to get it right in that box. I'm a little bit panicky on that. But yeah, we look at this here. Can we zoom in a little bit? Can we get that zoomed in, please, people? Just so everyone can see a little bit easier. Yeah, there we go. That's a much better view. Look at that sort of race now. Yes, Aston Villa stay 7th after that win today, but they close the gap to just 4 points away from third place. Third place and 7th separated by just 4 points with 3 games to go. A big pressure now on Nottingham Forest, big pressure on Chelsea, big pressure on Newcastle to get the job done, to get the victories over the line this weekend. They don't want to be dragged further down. They don't want to have any sort of dents in their armor, as it were. But we're in for an epic race for the Champions League places next season. On Aston Villa today, thoroughly impressed at every single level. Really impressed. And I'll tell you as to why. This was a difficult game. They had a terrible end to the match against Manchester City. They thought they were going to walk away with a point. And, I mean, this race is already close enough, but you take 2 points off City now, they're on 62. You add an extra point to Villa, they're on 61, and they'd be sitting 5th in one of those positions. So it was a big blow to them. They then go and get annihilated in the FA Cup semi-final against Crystal Palace last weekend, and there had to be a response today. And there was. They controlled the majority of the game. They had the better of the chances. I love the way they saw the match out at the end as well. They were up against 10 men, but they didn't take any sillies. In the last 10 minutes, they just killed the game. It was mature. It was composed. And I think in the past few weeks, I've been heavily critical of Unai Emery. I've been heavily critical of the Aston Villa team. And I stand on everything I said in those matches. What it lacked was the maturity that we saw today. Managing the games, managing the moments. And I felt as a team, they were impeccable at that today. Lots of good, solid performances, as there nearly always has been in the last couple of years, 2 to 3 years, really, from this Aston Villa team. But I wanted to shout out one in particular, and that for me was Yuri Tielemans. I remember watching him come through. I want to say it was Anderlecht. My brain's saying it's Anderlecht. I'm now questioning myself because I'm live on the air saying this. I'm going to say it was Anderlecht. I could be wrong. Yes, it was Anderlecht. I remember watching him at Anderlecht. And a lot of people were waxing absolutely lyrical about him. I remember United playing Anderlecht, and I saw him for what a player. He then goes to Monaco. I was a little disappointed in that. I wanted to see him go to a bigger club, a bigger league. Then he goes to Leicester. And he lasted at Leicester for a long time. 4 years, I think he was there. And still nobody took a gamble. Villa have gone for him at the beginning of the 23-24 season. And I think he's been majestic for them. This last 12 months have probably been his best 12 months. And today he just dictated the play. He run the show. He was out of this world today. And I heard Peter Crouch say something at halftime. He said he's a footballer's footballer. And what he means by that expression is, if you've played the game, you understand why Tielemans is so good. It isn't always something spectacular. It isn't always something that is eye-grabbing. He's not crunching tackles. He's not scoring screamers every 5 minutes. He's not doing step-overs and Rabonas, and doing skills that make everybody excited. He's not driving with the ball always. He does do these things. I've seen him do great skills, score great goals. I've seen him take a man on. But he dictates the play and the tempo of a side. I thought he was great at that today. Also picking up a really important goal as well. Now, I think that's 5, maybe 6 goals this season in the league for him. One of his best yet for Aston Villa. I think he's equaled his best ever league goal tally since he's been playing in England. with a couple of games to go. But I thought Tielemans today was special. And it was just one of those moments where I thought, well done to Villa for taking that chance on him. I remember when Arsenal linked him 2 or 3 years ago, they ended up not getting him. I look now and think, what an addition that could have been to their midfield. As a United fan, I'd love someone that could dictate play, hold on to the ball, keep possession as well as he does, and again, dictates the play. It's such an important part of football, but it rarely gets spoken about because it's very hard to quantify with clips and with stats. It's something that you almost have to, it is hard to articulate. It's something that you just need to understand about the game. Statistics you would look for is the amount of time possession is lost when in those deeper roles. As an example, you would look at the pass succession rate, whether it's moving the ball backwards or forwards, and it's the dictating the tempo. Now, I don't know what else, some of you might have ideas. Of course, these interceptions and there's like defensive actions and, break. It's a hard one. It is really a hard one to quantify with statistics. You have to watch the game and everything just goes through him. And I thought he was great today. He really was. So I wanted to give him his flowers. I really, really did. A lot of people his and Lampard own character. I had that game on as well. Congratulations to Frank Lampard and to Coventry. Fantastic. Really, really fantastic turnaround for them this season. They've done a brilliant, brilliant job. And keep going. And listen, Michael Carrick, I'm gutted. I know you're just kidding. I'm a little gutted for him because obviously he's a United legend, but a very, very talented up and coming manager. He really is. He really, really is a very talented up and coming manager, and he's got a great future ahead of himself. So yeah, fair play to him, and well done to Lampard for making those playoffs. It's going to be. I'm quite excited about these playoffs. If I'm honest with you, really, really excited with them. So I'm just trying to check something while I was talking. Yeah. So it's one of them things, but let's have a little look. Kamara too slow. Yeah, look, I think also with Villa, maybe it's not the right show for this, but I think with Aston Villa, they're probably a team that in the next few years is going to have to start looking at improving, looking for a similar profile to Kamara, but who is better on the ball, who is a little bit more physical, who is a little bit quicker, as an example. These are things that you then, once you've built a good solid foundation, these are the elements that you can add to your team. It's just about improving on what you've got. Similar profile, similar type of player, but essentially better. And if you're able to do that, you'll continue growing. But I like Kamara. I think he's been a very good signing for you. Carrick, a legend, where? At Man United for winning 18 trophies, brother, and being pivotal to every single one of them. You're a Palace fan. Show some respect. Probably your club's won 0 trophies in your career, in your lifetime or ever. This man directly helped one of the most famous and biggest teams in the world win 18 of them. That's where he's a legend, bruv. Big up yourself, twisted Bubba. Blatant handball by Cash, missed by VAR. Yeah, well, I missed it as well. When did that happen? I watched the game. I don't remember that being discussed. When did that happen? Tell me, bro. Tell me when that happened. Chelsea have hard games, literally playing Liverpool tomorrow. Look, Chelsea's running is hard. I think it's Liverpool, followed by Newcastle, followed by Man United, followed by Forest. I think that's their last 4 games. In fact, we can go and have a look, actually. Let's put it up on the screen here. Let's go look at Chelsea's fixtures. I think I'm right when I say that. Could be wrong. Sometimes I am. Yeah, exactly what I just said. As you can see there, that's a very, very hard run for Chelsea. But I think they beat Liverpool tomorrow. I think Liverpool are going to be on the beach, slightly hungover, nothing to play for. I think Chelsea will have an intensity. Newcastle away, I'm not sure if they can win that game. Newcastle are just so good at the moment. Friday, the 16th of May. It is highly likely at this point, unless Man United capitulate, Man United, 5 days later, will be in a European Cup final. If Man United make that European Cup final, I think you will have to understand that Manchester United will be playing a lot of kids in that game. That United players, even the first team guys, will not be playing in any intense manner. Won't be happening. Chelsea are winning that football match. Forest on the final day of the season. Look, if the results go the way I think, win for Chelsea, loss for Chelsea, win for Chelsea, Forest have got relatively easier games. We could literally go down to 2 or 3 teams shooting out for a couple of places on the final day of the season. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be great. It gives us something to hold on to, which is why I kind of want to see them all for the next 2 games at least. I want to try and see them all win. I mean, that's completely impossible with Newcastle and Chelsea playing each other because something's got to give in that game. But I would love to see it happen. It's going to be an amazing race. Nobody is out of it as of right now. Nobody. The only 100% guarantee I feel there is City. They're top of everybody right now. Plus, their run is a lot easier. Everybody else has got real dicey games. I think if you look at Man City's as an example, we just click on Man City here. Why am I clicking on Man City and it ain't working? Let's have a little look at Man City. Man City's running. Let's take a little look. Let's get it up on the screen for you guys to see. I think their running is fairly simplistic. Southampton, Bournemouth, Fulham. I mean, look, they're just Southampton. They're going to smash. Bournemouth at home, they'll beat. Bournemouth are done now this season. Fulham away, they'll be playing for very little. Well, they're playing for a little bit of Europe, so maybe. But I think they'll win all 3 of those games, Man City, if I'm being honest with you. But there we go. Look at Newcastle's fixtures. Okay, my bro, I'll do that now. Let's click on this here. Let it load. I don't know why my computer's running so slow today. It's definitely not my internet. They're away against Brighton tomorrow. I mean, that's a tough game. So literally tomorrow's game away at Brighton, that could be a tricky one. But let's look at Newcastle. Away at Brighton, home to Chelsea, away to Arsenal, home to Everton. Again, I think that's the only reason I'm putting City as the outright favourites is just because I feel that they're the only ones who have games that I look at and go very winnable to 100% winnable. Where with Newcastle, you think away to Brighton could be tough. Away to Arsenal could be tough. I think they beat Chelsea. I think they beat Everton. I would go on those. The other 2, there is some jeopardy in there. Arsenal situation's interesting though. If Arsenal somehow beat PSG, come back and go through to the final, Arsenal's last 2 or 3 Premier League games, that they won't rest everybody for all of them because they need to keep, they can't just not play people for 3 weeks. They'll be playing, but will there be the intensity in the game? Will every Arsenal player be diving into those tackles to stop Newcastle and risk missing a Champions League final? I don't think so. So that result plays a massive part in these games. It really, really does. But there we go. Football isn't a given, though, Terry. Chelsea will still have to work for it. I didn't say it was a given, did I? I said the complete opposite. I'm not too sure, Zane, what you were listening to, but I did not say it was a complete given. I just think the only one from this point that I feel 100% will make it is City. The last 2 places, I think it is poor. Like there's levels to it, but Forest and Villa are not out. Chelsea and Newcastle are not guaranteed. And you are right. Southampton could beat City and then they could lose away and then lose to Fulham on the final day of the season. It could happen, but I don't think so at this point. Plus, they have that 4-point gap over dropping out of a top 4 position. And that 4-point gap even means they can lose in one of those last 3 games and they're still in it. So, yeah, and no one said it was a given, my friend. Look, I want to thank you all for tuning in. Only a quick match reaction during this top 4 situation. We're live after Arsenal play later today, so I look forward to seeing you all back here on the Football Terrace then. Take care, goodbye, God bless, and I'll see you all again soon. Peace!